Well, today we're going to talk about how you get into a Lotus. Now, we may have a little chuckle, all us people who own Lotuses, but when people see your car for the first time, one of the very first comments they make is, how do you get into that thing? So what we're going to do today is we're going to cover the 3 different methods that you can get into a Lotus, and I call them the miniskirt way, the handbrake way, and the traditional way, which is foot in first way. So I'm going to show you how you do those 3, and if you're interested, keep watching. Well, we just saw the 3 methods, the miniskirt method, the handbrake method, and the traditional method. And all these methods have pros and cons, obviously, for entering the vehicle a different way. Now, let's talk about the miniskirt. Now, the miniskirt method obviously has a very particular use for when you're wearing a miniskirt. Now, please forgive me because I didn't wear a miniskirt in this particular reenactment. Miniskirts don't look that good on me, and I know I probably didn't put my heart into it, but I tried to keep my legs together as much as I could as if I was wearing a miniskirt, and you have to get your knees very high so your feet can get over the sill and into the pedal bay. Now, for someone like me who's tall, that was quite difficult, but for someone who's not as tall, I've seen girls do it very quickly and very well, and it is a method that can be used when you're dressed in that sort of attire. The second method was the handbrake method. Now, the handbrake method is something that you don't see many people use, but what's really good about the handbrake method is you don't drag your feet across the sill. So a lot of the newer releases have that rubberized coating on the car, or you may have had some nice leather trim put onto your sill and you don't want to drag your feet. So when you actually use the handbrake method, you can actually lift your feet very easily over the sill and basically just place yourself down in the seat. So the handbrake method is really good in the way that you cannot touch your upholstery and damage anything. The disadvantage I find with this one is that you do put a lot of weight on your hand on the handbrake, and the handbrake doesn't feel that comfortable, and it can put a lot of stress on your wrist and your hand, and if you do it a lot, which I've done in the past, I used to use that method, it can make your wrist sore. So that's the disadvantage to that. You actually are putting a lot of weight, and if you're holding anything in your hands, you're basically a buggered. You can't. And then we have the traditional method, or the 1 foot in method. Now, this is the most common one you see, and it's quite easy to get in, and you can hold things in your hand, so it's really good. But the negative with this one is you tend to drag your foot over the sill, and you mark your sill, or if you don't want to get dirt on your sill, that's a bit difficult. So that's the negative to that. So that's the 3 methods. And I hope you enjoyed this video about how to get into a Lotus, and just in the comments down below, just let me know what method you use and which method you prefer, and how that works for you. Okay then, well, thanks for watching. I'm going to get back in my Lotus and go for a drive and enjoy my car. Cheerio.